They were Rome's finest, the Ninth Legion Hispana. 4,800 men, an army forged in fire and conquest, vanished into the mists of northern Britain. There were no graves, no battle reports, no survivors, just silence. Their disappearance became one of history's greatest enigmas. How could a legion that conquered nations be erased without a trace? What really happened to the Ninth? Tonight, we march into the mist to uncover Rome's greatest mystery. Let's start at the beginning, with the rise of the Ninth. Born under the reign of the first Roman emperor, Augustus, the Ninth Legion quickly became one of Rome's most decorated and feared military forces. They earned their prestigious title, Hispana, after ruthlessly crushing rebellions in Spain with brutal efficiency. Their reputation was built on blood and iron. From the burning sands of North Africa to the frozen forests of Germania, the Ninth Legion fought and bled for the ever-expanding empire. They were, for all intents and purposes, unstoppable. In every campaign, they left behind a trail of ruins, an eerie silence, and the triumphant banner of Rome. To the Senate in Rome, they were heroes, the very embodiment of Roman power. But to their enemies, they were nightmares clad in iron and leather, harbingers of doom. Their long and storied history of conquest would eventually lead them to a land that Rome never truly managed to tame: Britain. Here, amidst the fog and rain, wild tribes rose from the hills, fierce warriors painted in blue woad, fearless and utterly untamed. To the sophisticated Romans, they were simply barbarians. But for the Ninth Legion, these tribes would become the architects of their legend. The year is around 117 AD. A new governor has arrived in the Roman province of Britannia, and the northern frontier is on fire. Rebellions are flaring up across the lands of the Caledonians, in what is now modern-day Scotland. The order is given. The Ninth Legion, nearly 5,000 strong, is to march north and crush the uprising once and for all. They march out of their fortress at Eboracum, modern-day York, their standards held high, their footsteps echoing with the confidence of past victories. And then they disappear. No messenger ever returned. Not a single survivor crawled back to tell the tale. The official Roman records, usually so meticulous, simply stop. The entries for the Ninth Legion cease. It's as if an entire legion, a cornerstone of Rome's military might, was simply wiped from existence. So what happened in those fog-covered valleys and desolate highlands? The theories began almost immediately. The most common and widely accepted story is that they were ambushed, lured into a trap, surrounded by a massive force of Caledonian tribes, and slaughtered to the very last man. A legion fighting in unfamiliar, hostile terrain against an enemy that knew every inch of the land. But other darker tales began to circulate, whispers of curses laid upon the land of vengeful ancient gods rising to protect their territory from the Roman invaders. Stories of a supernatural storm that descended from the heavens and swallowed the legion whole, leaving nothing behind. These tales, while fantastic, speak to the sheer incomprehensibility of such a loss. Archaeologists have scoured the Scottish Highlands for centuries, hoping to find definitive proof. They've found Roman artifacts, yes, coins, pottery, pieces of armor, scattered deep in what was then barbarian territory. But the one thing they haven't found is the one thing they need: a battlefield. There are no mass graves filled with Roman soldiers, no fields littered with shields and broken swords, no fortress ruins showing signs of a last stand. It is as if the Ninth Legion simply walked into the mist and vanished from the face of the earth. The silence from Rome itself is perhaps the most chilling part of the mystery. The emperor's scribes and historians acted as if the legion had never existed. It was erased not just from the field of battle, but from history itself. The official army lists were updated, and the number 9 was simply gone. For centuries, scholars, historians, and treasure hunters have tried to piece together this puzzle. One compelling theory suggests that the Ninth was indeed annihilated in a catastrophic battle, but the defeat was so shameful, so utterly humiliating, that Rome chose to erase it from the official records, rather than admit that one of its elite legions had been wiped out by barbarians. The psychological blow to the empire's prestige would have been immense. It was better to pretend it never happened. Another theory proposes a different fate. Perhaps the legion wasn't destroyed at all. Some historians suggest they were transferred out of Britain to another part of the empire, possibly the eastern frontier, to fight the Parthians, where they were eventually disbanded or destroyed in a different, less mysterious conflict. Evidence for this is thin, based on inscriptions found as far away as the Netherlands, but it offers a less dramatic explanation. Then there's the more scandalous theory: mutiny. Could the Ninth have mutinied against their commanders, abandoned their posts, and fled east? Some speculate they may have become mercenaries, joining foreign armies under new names, their Roman identity cast aside. This would certainly explain why Rome would want to erase them from history. A legion of traitors is as shameful as a legion of losers. But no matter how deep historians dig, the definitive truth remains buried, lost to time. What we are left with are echoes, the ruins of Roman forts, fragments of pottery, and a few lonely lines of text carved in stone. These are the ghosts of the Ninth Legion. And in the mists of northern Britain, the legend lives on. Local folklore and travelers' tales still speak of ghostly soldiers seen marching in formation through the highlands, their armor gleaming in the moonlight, their faces lost to time. The phantom army of the Ninth Legion, forever marching, forever lost. The Ninth Legion marched into history, became a legend, and then marched right out of it. And perhaps in some form they still march today. Rome built an empire that conquered the world, but in the end, the mists of Britain may have conquered Rome's bravest. This story is a powerful reminder that history is not just a collection of facts, but a landscape filled with mysteries, unanswered questions, and legends that refuse to die. The fate of the Ninth Hispana is a void in our knowledge that we've tried to fill with stories of valor, tragedy, and the supernatural. If this incredible mystery has captured your imagination, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're dedicated to uncovering more of history's greatest untold stories, where truth and legend walk side by side. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mist. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll finally uncover what truly happened to the Lost Legion.